Lesson 6.2, Multiplication and Division Equations. The numerical factor of a multiplication expression like 3x is the coefficient. So 3 is the coefficient of x. Again, coefficients are the numbers in front of variables. The division property of equality states that the two sides of an equation remain equal when you divide each side by the same non-zero number. Okay, so if we go down to the got it, directions say solve each equation and check your solution. Letter A, we have 30 equals 6x. So our goal here when we want to solve the equation, we want to figure out what is x equal. What is x in this problem? So I first have to recognize what am I doing between 6 and x? Well, I know I'm multiplying, so I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. If I divide one side by 6, I have to divide the other side by 6, so I bring down what I have left. 30 divided by 6 is 5, equals, my 6 cancels, I have x. So x equals 6. If I check it, I'm going to put 5 back in for x. 6 times 5 is 30. Letter B, we have negative 6a equals 36. Again, I want to solve for a. I recognize I'm multiplying, so I need to divide both sides by 6. My negative 6 is cancel. I have a equals 36 divided by negative 6 is negative 6. Letter C, we have negative 9 times d equals negative 72. Again, I want to figure out what is the value of d. I know that I'm taking negative 9 times d, so I need to do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. If I divide one side by negative 9, I need to divide the other by negative 9. My negative 9's cancel, so I have d left-hand side equals negative 72 divided by negative 9 is 8. Okay, Mrs. Augusto's car can travel at an average of 24 miles on each gallon of gasoline. Write and solve an equation to find how many gallons of gasoline she will need for a trip of 348 miles. So I need to ask myself, what's important? I have 24 miles on each gallon. We need to write and solve an equation for how many gallons if she travels 348 miles. So I know that if I take my miles per gallon times how many gallons I need, that's going to tell me how many miles I'm traveling. Okay? I don't know how many gallons I'm using, so my gallons is going to be my variable. So I'm going 24 miles per gallon times how many gallons, and that has to equal 348 miles. So now I need to solve for G. How many gallons of gas do I need? So since I'm multiplying by 24, I'm going to divide each side by 24. My 24's cancel. I have G equals 348 divided by 24 is 14.5. So it's going to take me 14 and a half gallons. The multiplication property of equality states that the two sides of an equation remain equal if you multiply each side by the same number. So in letter E, we have y divided by negative 3 equals negative 8. Again, I need to figure out what is y. Well, I know that I'm taking y divided by negative 3, and since I'm dividing, the opposite of dividing is multiplying, so I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3. My negative 3's cancel. I bring down my y equals negative 8 times negative 3 is 24. If I want to check it, I would say 24 divided by negative 3 equals negative 8. Letter F, I have m divided by 5 equals negative 7. Again, I want to get m by itself. So I recognize that I'm dividing here. The opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. 5's reduced to 1 or cancel. So I have m equals negative 7 times 5, which is negative 35. Okay, same thing on G. We have 30 equals b divided by negative 6. I want to get b by itself. I know that I'm dividing 6 by negative 6, so to undo division, I do multiplication. So I take both sides times negative 6. Okay, my negative 6 is reduced to 1. So I have b equals negative 6 times 30 is negative 180.